This is Jeff Meyer. This is my video on what I've learned from Teacher Toolbox 301, and it starts with, I think, a reflection piece. So for me, the things I took the most out of this piece were what I've learned not only from this course, but reflecting back on my other practices. So I think as educators, a lot of times that we go with things that we already know have been successful, and then also maybe some things that get implemented that some of our peers do, but not really have the opportunity to reflect on what's not only been effective for us, but what's been ineffective in some ways, and then also have that opportunity to see what other people do that is effective instruction or effective teaching, and be able to build upon that. So I think the reflection piece was best for me. It gave me an opportunity to kind of sit down and actually think about things that I've done over the years that have been effective in my teaching and my coaching, and then also kind of think about what priorities, what were some things I want to keep, and some of the things that I need to get rid of and implement something new. So I guess kind of on my action plan, this is some of the things I really focused on. So the first one would be in regards to personal development and listen to yourself strategy. Sometimes I get into a zone and don't take the time to actually listen to what I'm saying. It's a good habit to get into thinking about what we're saying, but also how you're saying it and how it's received. I know personally, I don't feel like I'm getting preached at, nagged at, or scolded. For me, I need to be aware not only of what I'm saying, but also how I'm saying it. Does it sound preachy? Does it sound judgmental? Also, how are people I'm talking to responding to what I'm saying? I think it's all part of being a reflective practitioner. It's good for us to take the time to reflect back on what you've said and try to determine whether or not you've hit your intended target in regards to the message and what you want to convey to your audience. People like to hear positive messages, and they like to feel they're getting motivated to do something important instead of getting nagged on to do something that they're required to do. My goal is to put a little bit more time and effort and reflection into listening to myself and deciding if I like what I'm hearing. The second piece is I need to learn how to deal with and accept failure, which is tough. I'm a very competitive person, and I have a definite fear of failure. I tend to put a great deal of effort into avoiding failure at any cost. However, I think this advice for me can be targeted to help me deal with my own failure. Everybody in life has failures. It's not about whether or not you fail, it's about how you respond to failure. I need to heed that advice and remember that it's more about the journey and the process than it is about the failures along the way. I need to have more of a risk-taking mindset, allow myself to make mistakes, be okay with it, learn from those mistakes, make changes, and move forward. I think this will help me have a healthier approach to things and allow me to get out of my comfort zone a little bit more often. Another concept in the personal development area I'd like to work on is realize that a master teacher is always a work in progress. According to Dr. Ramsey, times change, people change, and students change, and so should you. I agree with this concept wholeheartedly. Unfortunately, I see teachers and coaches all the time who are either burned out or too stubborn to change. And it hurts me to see, as I know that they're doing their students and their athletes as an injustice. Kids can see who cares. They see who connects, and they see who is willing to go for an extra mile for them, their class, or their team to succeed. The best teachers and the best coaches recognize the principles and these strategies that are working the best and continue to implement them in their daily routines. They're also aware and in touch with what is going on, and they take steps to improve them. The only thing that is constant is change. Teachers and coaches need to not only learn about new academic and athletic concepts, but they also need to learn about popular culture in an effort to connect to their kids. Times change and people change. There's no staying the same. You're either getting better or you're falling behind. I'm choosing to continue on self-improvement in an effort to provide the best experience I can for my students and for my athletes. Also, a good piece is a good reinforcement for me is writing down goals. That's something that I need to do a little bit more often. I feel like goal setting is really important, and I do that not only in my classroom, but with my athletics, but it's a hard thing to come back to. I think as coaches, we're always thinking about time management, how to use our time the most wisely and get the best bang for our buck. And at times, I think we take away from some things that are really important, which is making sure that kids have explicit goals, and more importantly, what they're willing to do to meet those goals. That's what's difficult. So finally, I hope to perfect the art of attitude motivation. Attitude motivation is the best form of motivation in my humble opinion. The goal is to get students and athletes to be intrinsically motivated, working to get students to be motivated by self-actualization, which is be the best that you can be, embrace the struggle, trust the process. This is the best form form of motivation. Choose your attitude and choose your latitude.